Okay, so we're sitting here at Bassem Tamimi's house. The house that has seen probably one of the most widely viewed events recently. Bassem, my friend and my brother, his wife and his daughter are in prison for a month now because of the crime of kicking out armed terrorist gangs from their house, which is something that is a right of everybody to do. If somebody's invading your house and they're armed, they don't have a right to come into your house like this, and you kick them out. At the end of the scene, of course, Ahed slapped an officer, a so-called officer of this terrorist gang, the Israeli army, and following that she was arrested. So it's been a month now, and they're both facing severe prison sentences. Yesterday there was a trial, a hearing, where they extended their detainment, and then Ahed has a trial on January 31st, and her mother on February 6th. So I want to ask Bassem, first of all, how many times have they come in and invaded your house?
I don't account, I can't account it, but it's around, in the last 5 years, it's around 200-300 times.
200-300 times,
Yes.
soldiers coming to this house in the last 5 years.
Yes.
So I had seen this happen many, many times.
Oh, a lot of times she wake up when they are coming and searching. They took her computer, her laptop, everything, several times, and they wake her up when she is sleeping.
And she's only 16 years old now.
Now she's only 16 years old, but we haven't any option to grow our children in peace. We must give them the responsibility and train them to be strong to face their enemy, because we don't know, I don't know if there is a safe place in Palestine. Somebody want to show, to push the issue that because we are struggling, we face what we face. But the Wabshi family they are sleeping in their home. We are targeted because we are a Palestinian. Because the big lie for the Zionist, it's a land without population. It's the genocide and ethnic cleansing since 1948. For that, our duty and responsibility is to grow our children to be strong, and they can face their enemy. And when we succeed to have our freedom and the occupation, we will train them to be a dancer or a football player or what. It's different.
So everybody is amazed at Ahed's courage. You can see how she's pushing them out, and at the end she slapped the soldier. Most people in the world don't have the courage to stand up to Israel at all.
Yeah.
Most people in the world would never have the courage to push a soldier. To push a soldier. Most people would be so afraid that they wouldn't even dare come close. You can see in the video she's pushing him, and in the end she slaps the officer. What do you think about that? Where does that come from?
Coming from, firstly, from her belief that we must struggle for our land, our do, and our freedom, and our justice, and peace, and everything. And she deeply believes in that, for her duty and responsibility. And there is an anger inside herself. This soldier who represent her and remind her by the soldier who killed her, the female soldier who killed her aunt, or the soldier who killed her uncle in 2012, or who killed her cousin Mustafa 2011, or who the same soldier who shot Sabah Ahed, and you was here a week before, and you see how she protect you and she sit in front of the sniper to protect the people, and he changed the direction and shot Sabah Ahed and killed him in front of us. This soldier represents the soldier who shot her leg, her mom in her leg, who arrest me, who arrest her brother, who shot her brother, who shot her, who shot our cousin before 20 minutes The same soldier that he slapped, he one of the troop who shot 14 years old Muhammad Tamimi 50 meters from the home and 20 minutes before what the people see. But the world don't want to see the reality. The reality that, imagine you live in this situation, and she had to be peacefully dealing with this army. I think the more terrorist issue and violent issue, the shape of the soldier, his uniform, he harm our emotion. He is more violent than anything else, because he represents the occupation, and the occupation is the main and worst terrorist issue in the world.
And there's also, I think, when I see her courage, I can't help to think, why did we not protect her?
Yeah.
She's a 16-year-old child. She shouldn't have to push out these armed terrorists from her house. A young child should not have to deal with a soldier. Where is the world to protect Palestinian children? Where was the world when her brother, 2 years before,
Arrested,
was chased by a crazy armed soldier? And the video is everywhere. Everybody saw the video. It's on YouTube. Chasing him down with a mask and a gun. Chasing this boy, how old was he? 11 or something at the time, with a broken arm, running through the terraces. In the end, the soldier grabs him and throws him and chokes him and grabs him. Where is the world to protect Palestinian children? Why is the world, it's our responsibility to protect these children, not their responsibility to have to protect themselves and defend themselves against, look at this, the weapons, the soldiers, the mask, it's a nightmare, it's unbelievable. So when I see her courage, I think of our lack of courage, and how we have no courage, the rest of the world, to face up to Israel, to boycott Israel, to punish Israel, to isolate Israel, until they stop treating children like this. It's our responsibility to take care of the children. It's not Ahed's responsibility. It's not these children's responsibility to face the soldiers.
Because we don't do our duty and responsibility. Because maybe the world don't end the occupation in Palestine since 70 years. We are facing the occupation.
Yeah.
We are saving the crime, the ethnic cleansing, everything. I have a demolition order for my home, for example. And the settler in my private land built hundreds of homes, my private land. My home is 1967. 1964. I built that part, and I have permission for it, but they want to demolish my home because I have given permission. But who come from I don't know where he is coming from. 1976, yeah. They built hundreds of homes in my private land. For that, I don't think it's not easy to believe of non-violent resistance in front of this enemy. It's not easy.
What do you think?
It's a big challenge.
What should the world do? How can the world change? What should the world do in order to protect these children, in order to protect this home, in order to protect Palestinians?
I think that we must. For me, I believe that Israel is the shape of the problem. The economic system, the military industry in USA, in Europe, the capitalism. Israel is to the guard of the interest of this bad system that create the life of everyone in the world. I think the world is responsible to do their duty and their responsibility. Nobody be free if we lose our freedom, or if nobody free or really believe in the human value and the human rights if anybody suffer from others. We are the victim of what Europe do after the Holocaust, and they want to solve the problem on our land and from our account. We are, for that, it's not a gift from anybody, it's a responsibility. the world must boycott Israel, isolate the apartheid regime in the region. They must يعني, put a lot of pressure on Israel to go forward the step. I believe as you in the one-state solution. And this is a time that we all put hands to hands together to go forward the step and work together to end the colonization, the occupation, the imperialism, all these bad issue that in that time if we يعني, end the colonization and the occupation, we can live together in peace.
You told me that you think that the Ahed's issue is the turning point.
It's
That the way the world has gone completely
It's a
crazy with the posters and the posts and the articles, and every day there's a new piece of art with Ahed in it. Why do you think it's a turning point?
A turning point, for example, يعني, Trump also slapped the illusion in the Palestinian and Arab mentality that America can bring peace or make peace. It's end the two-state solution. It's destroy the two-state solution. It's a turning point because also the people start, when the Israeli society starts to become angry from what I'm doing, because as I said before, the main value in America and Europe and Israel is power. For that, they need and they accept their soldiers killing the Palestinians and the children or burning the Wabshi family. They don't care because it represents their value, the power.
So if they shot Ahed, there'd be no problem.
There's
Because
no
she
problem.
slapped,
But she
that's
slapped,
the problem.
it's slapped the power, the security, their value. For that, they become crazy. Yesterday, Lieberman, the defense minister of the fourth army in the world, he was glad that she detained for long as he wanted, and he asked for another detention for her.
And he also has prevented you from leaving the country.
They prevent not leaving the country. But what is that?
The defense minister is obsessed with Nabi Saleh and Bassem Tamimi.
This means we are in the right direction. When our enemy become, we are in the right direction. And also, what is the meaning of that? I can't travel outside. They kill my sister. They kill my brother-in-law in front of my children. If anybody can imagine what's happened in that time, in my mind, when I see a soldier armed up on my small child, this image, when they arrest Ahed, I see worse than this inside my home. When 6 soldiers was on up of Abu Yazan, they want to take his phone. Because he refused to give them the phone.
Here when they arrested
Here
Ahed.
in this place. I see 6 soldiers all trying to take the phone from him. 6 soldiers. This is what the world see, because we are lucky we have a camera at that moment.
And then in the video, there's a part where you see Ahed and her mother and aunt all struggling with a soldier, and at one point he's pushing her away, and she grabs her in his hand and she bites him.
Yes.
And she was being blamed for being violent because she was biting him. Never mind what he's doing to her brother.
It's I don't know which mentality. It's that they show the victim is violent.
Yes, always.
I don't think if she had a knife, she's violent in front of this soldier.
Yeah.
I don't think if stone violent in front of tear gas and rubber life ammunition. Ahed don't care. She feels that her responsibility to protect anyone. I saw her when they tried to arrest you,
They arrested me.
and she had pepper spray, but she continue fighting.
Yeah. This is a feeling. Yeah.
This is a responsibility. I think I think we are in the turn point. And also, if you see how the world also, there is a positive side that the world see and start supporting Ahed. They support themselves.
Yes.
They support the value of facing the enemy. They support the courage in the children who blame them indirectly that I do your responsibility, your duty. It's not my it's your duty.
It is their duty.
But you don't do your I do it.
And you do it, and the thing is, children are doing it too, which is even worse.
She represents the Palestinian generation who will be more free. I think Ahed is more free.
More free than the Israeli soldiers, that's for sure.
Than all the people in the world. She's more free because she fights the enemy of humanity. If you write an article in US or Europe and talk about Israel, you will be anti-Semitized. And they will blame you, oh, but she slapped the enemy of humanity. Everyone like to do that, want to do that, but he don't have courage. She do what everyone need and want. For that, everyone in the world, in the Arab country, she do what everyone want to do. She represent the main value of the humanity, its resistance.
And again, I think it points to how the rest of the world is not taking responsibility to defending her, because she shouldn't have to do this.
Yes.
This is wrong that she has to do it.
Yes.
And I'll never forget when I was being arrested here about 5 months ago. As they arrested me, suddenly she jumped and hugged me. And in my heart, I thought, oh my, this was an unbelievable moment, that she came like that. She's 1 year older than my daughter. So now we have a court date for her and a court date for her mother. What do you expect will happen in the court, in the
I
trial?
think they inflate the charge, to inflate the punishment. They want to break the example. They don't want to make the prices higher, not to be followed by the others. For that, she will be paid for that. And I think yesterday you heard about how they are dealing. They don't allow us just to talk whispering together. And they start shouting. And they bring a previous judge
In the courtroom.
In the courtroom. And he starts make a lecture about his way to be terrorist, to be fascist, and he asked for a high punishment for Ahed and her mother. This is the value of Israel, the moral issue that they cheat the world about democracy and all of that. I believe they will be long for
What do you
longer.
think, a year and a half, 2 years? or
Between year to year.
You think she and her mother will get between a year and 2 years?
She more than her mother, but
Well, there's a women's march coming up January 20th all over the world. So hopefully the women's march will take this up as an issue. 2 women, one very young and her mother, who pushed armed gangs out of their home and now are facing between a year and 2 years in prison, and they've already been a month in jail without being charged.
Yes.
So hopefully the world will take this opportunity and do their duty, like you said, and the people around the world, people of conscience, will do their duty to protect this child and other Palestinian children, and to protect Palestinian mothers who are working to save their children as well. So thank you.
Thank you everyone.